Hello coloring friends, welcome to another video on my channel. It's mid-August already and finally I'm ready to show you my completed illustrations for 3.5 months. At first I planned that I will show you my illustrations after 2 months of coloring, but it didn't happen. So today you will see illustrations completed during May, June, July and half of August. I can't say that it was that much productive period. May and June were more or less productive. July, as you can see, only 3 completed illustrations, and August started more or less active. I have colored in 18 different books. I have a list of books to color in 2025, 25 books. So from that list I colored in 5 coloring books, and also I have my personal challenge to color illustrations with snakes, at least 12 during this year, and for this challenge I colored 3 illustrations with snakes. Still not much I completed by this time of the year. Like from the list of books I completed only 6. For snakes I completed just 4 illustrations, but that's okay. Those plans are not like must do, but more like something to look forward, to try to reach that goal. But if not, that's okay, I won't be sad. Okay, let me show my completed works, and I will start with the books from 2025, 25 books for 2025 list, and these books with folklore ornaments. I want to finish it this year. I believe only 2 illustrations are left, and during this period I colored this line. I think I used acrylic markers here because paper is not that good in this book, and 2-sided illustrations, so even water-based markers I can't use, sometimes they bleed through. Next book from the list is Moon Blossoms by Katrina Pallon. It's one of my favorite books, and in 2024 I didn't color any illustration in this book, and I was upset with that, so that's why I put this book in the list of books to color in 2025. And during this time I colored this illustration with this Thai or Indonesian dancer. I like the colors. I always color with pencils, mostly polychromos in this book. Very nice paper. The result is so bright without much effort, and also there's a lot of gold gel pen, as you can see on her crown, or bracelets, necklace, and little bit on a mandala decoration. Next book from the list, it's Walls Within Walls by Kerby Rosanes. Again, in 2024 I was disappointed with myself because as it turned out I colored only 1 illustration from Kerby books. So I decided to put a few of his books in the list. One of them is this one, and I colored this illustration. It was for our bi-weekly challenge, and the prompt was cage. I was not very much excited about these illustrations, so to make it more interesting I decided to color night, and not just night with black background, but more realistic kind of way, with darker shades, lighter spaces, everything done with color pencils. So the background took quite some time, but I'm happy with the result, just the effect that I wanted. Some light coming from this kind of candelabra, some crystals here. I used white gel pen to cover black lines, because with black lines those didn't look much like crystals. Not perfect with white contours as well, but better. They look more like transparent maybe. And the cage itself, gold gel pen. Next book from the list, Zemlja Snova by Tomislav Tomic. Last year I colored in another of his books, Civilian Sun, so this year I decided to color in Zimlas Nova. In this illustration I colored for Mermaid, when everybody color mermaids, and so I decided to take part as well and color this illustration. It looks a bit more light, in sense of colors and atmosphere. I like how the pearl turned out, and on the whole, yeah, I'm quite happy with the result. Everything with color pencils. The last book from the list, the Occult and Folklore coloring book by Duchess of Lore. This is one of my new coloring books, that's why I included it in the list, and it already became one of my favorites. And I colored illustration for the snake challenge as well in this book. And this is Bridget, a girl from Irish folklore, and I thought since she's Irish she must have ginger hair, and I like how her hair turned out. And on the whole I like the illustration, all the colors I chose, how they all look together, different shades of green, and here and here. And you can see two snakes here for my challenge of coloring snakes. I tried different pencils, but on this paper I believe I like mostly Polychromos and maybe Posca. It looks a bit different from my other illustrations that I've colored here before, like for example this one, it's more bright, this one quieter in a sense, but I like it, this effect. So quite happy with this picture as well. Another illustration with snakes, it's from Gods and Beasts by Adam Fisher, and we have this Nigerian Goddess. Again green snake. I don't know, all my snakes seems to be green, just different shades but still green. I like how the goddess turned out, her skin tone and her jewelry. markers and color pencils here. Then we have book Circus by Sarah Walsh. I have two completed illustrations here. One was for our challenge twins prompt. I colored these Siamese twins. A lot of sparkle here on the background and on their dress, black sparkles. Because it's circus, you can add as much sparkle as you wish. And another illustration was with snake, and I colored these guys, and I'm happy with the result. They turn out so joyous, so atmospheric, you know, that circus brings to people, even with their clothes. You look at them and you already feel like your mood goes up. And of course I added some sparkle on their clothes, on buttons of this guy, so everyone happy, have some sparkle. And as you can see, there is a snake here. Another book, Reptiloids by Vasil Saiko, one of my new books, so I decided to start it. Very nice, cute illustrations and quite easy to color, and doesn't take much time to complete an illustration in this book. So color pencils here I used. Then I have this mandala book, quite big and easy to color because all the details are quite large. So I colored, I believe, 5. This one, it's with acrylic markers, but I didn't like it that much, so then I continued to use alcohol markers. Love the colors. And this one as well I like. When you color a lot of mandalas and then you have to create new color combinations because you don't want all the mandalas be in same colors. So that's what I like. You can try different, even unusual combinations. I like this one very much, one of my favorites. Color combination and the mandala itself, like brownish, brown, moss green, yellow, very autumny vibe. And another combination, here are 3 different shades of gray and 2 shades of red. So it's quite enjoyable to try different colors. Another illustration, this one also I colored for Mermaid. What's the name? Colors for Life, Angela Gonzalez, and of course I colored mermaids. Again, they turn out so bright, colorful, because in such books, that's what I like. You can use any colors, any color combinations, any brightness. And maybe for some people it would look like too much, but that's me. I like colors, I like brightness. Markers and color pencils here. I'm quite happy again with the result. Another illustration is more calm, more gentle in colors. Lost Ocean by Joanna Basford. This one, light blues here, little bit of color with these purples, pinks, but on the whole, yeah, quite gentle. And silver gel pen on this anchors. Another book by Joanna Besford, World of Flowers. It's recent work, and I colored this car. Again, very colorful, bright, because it's summer, because it's Joanna Besford, and I added sun here because I don't know, I felt like something missing here. So I added sun, and the atmosphere became even more summery on this illustration. Timeless Beauties special from Coloring Heaven, illustrations by Momo Girl, and here I colored for the prompt twins. These two charming girls. I like the girls, but the background seems a little bit boring for me, but it was drawn like this, like they're performing on the stage somewhere, so you can't really add anything else here. It would distract attention from the girls, and so dark background, these curtains in dark green, but it's okay. I think the girls look cute. Markers and pencils here. Cat coloring therapy, Korean coloring book, and here we have these 3 cats eating at cafe, 1 cat cooking, a lot of food here. What I use here, Derwent graphite tint I use for the background, maybe water-based markers here and there, and color pencils. The table was just white here. I added like kind of checkered tablecloth to make it more interesting. And I like the cats. They all look different. They all cute. I especially like the black one, though the gingers are also nice. The next we have R.J. Hampson, Pirates. Another bright and colorful illustration, because it's under sea, because there are mermaids, a lot of sea creatures, so why not to use different bright colors? And again, I like the result. Markers and color pencils, little bit sparkle on the mermaids that you can see, on some details like these corals, for example, or these creatures. I covered black lines because they were too thick, so I used acrylic markers. Another illustration that I like, this is actually a kids coloring book, and I bought it some time ago, but then I didn't color. I thought it's too childish maybe, but for our prompt sports ball there was this illustration here with a tiger cub, and some time ago I bought twistable crayons that I decided to try on this illustration because quite big elements on this picture, very good for coloring with those crayons, and I really enjoyed the process, and I'm really happy with the result. Though it's a kid's illustration, but it looks cute, and why not? Everything colored with those crayons except his whiskers that I did with gel, white gel pen, and they're quite blendable. As you can see, they're bright, and after I completed the illustration I leave it like this, opened for 24 hours, and after that nothing smudges, as you can see, nothing on this page. So it's quite interesting material to try to use in some of coloring books, especially in those with large elements. The next comes Roaring Twenties by Melanie Borrow, another of my new coloring books. So it's my first illustration in this book. It was interesting to try paper, but with this illustration I'm quite not sure about the result. I don't understand whether I like it or not. When I look at separately at details, then I like it, but when I look at everything, something bugs me, and I even don't know what. Maybe composition, maybe something else, maybe too much yellow, I don't know. Anyway, I like the ball here, I like the sea actually. The girls, maybe they're a bit too light-skinned for those who go swimming and spending time on the beach, but I imagine these are like British girls, and not that much sun in Britain, as you may know. So they are not much tanned. And the last book, and I'm showing it the last because I consider this illustration as a favorite of this period of 3.5 months, a Dark Art Supernatural by François Gauthier. Originally I didn't like this illustration and I wouldn't have chosen it to color on my own, but we got prompt well to color well, and this book stayed untouched for quite some time, and so I thought, yeah, I must start coloring in this book. Why I didn't like the illustration? There were a lot of skulls here and some skeleton parts and some disgusting things. It was like too much for my taste, and honestly I didn't feel like coloring all those skulls, and so then I got this idea to make it okay. It's supposed to be night because such creatures, they come out at night. So I decided that like it's darkness around, and I covered all those skulls and most of skeleton bones, just left a few, as you can see, and I left eyes and made them shining in the dark, and it creates this creepy atmosphere, but it's not like too much. It doesn't distract your attention from the main character here, which also I like how he turned out, he or she, I'm not sure who is it, and all the rest. So I'm quite happy with the result, surprisingly, because I didn't like this illustration and then it's one of my favorite illustrations, so you never know. So that was my favorite illustration, and you just have seen all my completed illustration for this period of time. Would be interesting what is your favorite illustration, because we all are different tastes, different seeing of illustrations, of ideas, so it's interesting to know who prefers what. So I would be glad if you share your opinion in comments, and that was all for today. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.